Now that we got a smile on our face. Hey, welcome to the Wild Cardinal Network. This is Tony Madsen, your host for the Player of the Week segment. This week's Player of the Week was Gunnar Rivers, taking over for last week's Player of the Week against Bayside, Kamar J. Lavoie. They just exchanged the belt. We had a real nice presentation for Gunnar. Gunnar, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you for being with us on the Wild Cardinal Network. Now we're starting the season 2-0. How's that feel to you?
Feels awesome. Never done it before. Feels good.
You hadn't done it before?
Nope. First time in school.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, isn't it? Now, can we keep that going? We need to get into region to get into the playoffs. Can we keep that momentum going? How's it feel as coming off these 2 wins?
It feels good. Good momentum to go in the next couple games. Got 3 more games and then a bye week. Hopefully we can get 3 more wins going 5-0 into the bye week.
Let's ask you about that. This is the first time ever that we've had, well, not the first time, maybe ever, could be. We have a break in mid-season. Before, we've kind of had break at the end of the season. We haven't played into November. This year, we're playing the last week of the year.
Yes.
You looking forward to that break? Is that a positive thing for you as far as healing up, that kind of thing?
Yes, it does help to get some guys back that are injured, and also we have a good opponent, Jackson, after the bye week, so it's good to prepare for that week before we play them.
Good point there. I didn't think about Jackson coming up after that bye week. They're looking tough.
Yes.
So far. W.S. Neal, I think, lost on Friday night, but they had a tough opponent as well as we head into the region. Now, prepping for the season, I believe you played a lot of 7-on-7. I believe you're 29 out of 30. That's quite a record.
Yes.
How'd that go for you this summer?
It went good. It went really well. Yes.
When you go to a 7-on-7, does that help a ton with your timing? I mean, it has to.
Yes, it does. It just build good chemistry with all the receivers going through the reads. It's really good.
As a quarterback, you have 4 seconds to get rid of the ball. Is that right?
Yes.
How does that compare to Friday night?
I mean, sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer, and if you're scrambling or something, but I think it's a good time and helps us. You
think that 4 seconds is a good does that quicken things up, or is it a little bit slower than Friday night? Do you try to get rid of the ball in 3 seconds?
Sometimes it is. It is a little slower on certain plays, so I can take an extra hitch or two, but
sure,
it works good.
Sure. Okay. Well, awesome. But 29 out of 30, that's quite a record.
Yes.
That's incredible. Let's see. Now, as we look at the first 2 weeks of the season and Bayside, you were 20 of 24, 276 yards, 2 TDs, 12 first downs. That was an awesome game. And then against John Carroll Catholic, as far as let me get your passing stats up. You may know better than I, but I've got your preliminary 19 out of 34 for 251 yards and 2 TDs. That's a little less efficient than against Bayside. However, the TDs came when we needed them,
yes.
Of course. Tell us, JCC is a 5A opponent. Their backfield and linebackers, were they a little bit tougher than Bayside because they're a 5A opponent? How did they stack up?
They probably were a little bit better opponent, but our guys were preparing, and they probably came out and did better.
When we played Bayside, we seemed to kind of just go out there. We had energy from the start, and we ran right at them.
Yes.
Took over the game from the word go. Against John Carroll, it took us a little while longer to get started. Can you describe did they frustrate us at all? I know the fumble caused, that was a real downer because we had a good drive going and things like that, but we just didn't seem to get our footing at first. Can you put your finger on what that might have been like?
Yeah, I mean, we drove down the field pretty well. It's just the red zone. We got stopped the red zone way too much, so just mainly the red zone. We just got to punch it in.
Now, did your father mention anything about penalties?
Yes, he did. We had way too many penalties.
Another 80 yards of penalties.
Yes.
That was better than Bayside, but still too many.
Yes.
Certainly. That's got to be frustrating as a quarterback as well because that's yards given away.
Yes. Long
And
third downs.
Yes. And then one other thing we'll talk about as far as your receivers, Cooper Kurth was 4 out of 4 for 47 yards. He had a TD. Brody Jones, here I just messed something up. Brody Jones was 10 out of 7 for 114 yards. He's over 100 yards 2 games in a row. He was over 100 yards a lot last year as well. And then finally, Tucker Tomlinson, 3 out of 3 for 39 yards. He doesn't have as big a night as far as number of catches, but he's always there. Talk to me a little bit about each individual receiver. Is there a really good trait about each run? Let's start with Tucker.
Yes, he's really fast, probably one of our fastest guys, and then he's really good hands. We didn't get the ball as much as we probably wanted to this game, but hopefully he'll improve the next couple of games.
He's really fast. Now, Brody, what is one of his traits as a wide receiver that you really enjoy?
He's a really good route runner, good with the ball in his hands.
He has yards after the catch. He's
Yes.
incredible, isn't he?
Yes.
Now, Cooper Kurth, he's timely. He just gets first downs, and then he got a touchdown against JCC as well.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Cooper. He doesn't get the ball as often, but when he's there, he seems to get it.
Yes, he is. He's a good big target at a tight end, and just he's there when we need him.
Big target is correct. Again, he was 4 out of 4. I think he was 3 out of 3 against Bayside. So he doesn't drop the ball either. That's amazing. All three of your receivers seem to have great hands.
Yes, really good hands.
One thing I'll add as far as Tucker, he can lay out. I mean,
Yes.
he can get horizontal about
Yes.
5 feet off the ground and go after that ball. It's
Yes.
incredible sometimes. And Brody, he's just an amazing receiver. That's got to be awesome to work with them.
Yes, it is.
It really is. And then you've got they are both juniors.
Yes.
So another couple of years to work, another season to work with them after this.
Yes.
Looking down at the region schedule, you mentioned we have a break and then we go to Jackson. We are going to go on November 1st to UMS Wright. We're going to play up last game of the year right before the playoffs. What do you think of that?
I think it'll be good for us, and hopefully we can get a win, get more momentum going into the playoffs.
Or at least keep the momentum
Yes.
going. A break sometimes isn't always the best thing,
Yes.
is it?
Yes.
Okay,
It
great.
was last year. We beat T.R. Miller, and then we had a break, so it's kind of slowed us down going to the playoffs.
It can certainly get rid of some of that momentum just a little bit. Maybe come to get everybody get calmed down slightly. All right, now you're a sophomore out at St. Michael this year. How's it going out at school?
It's going good. I'm enjoying it.
Know where everything is now.
Yes.
And there's been a little bit of change out there with teachers and everything like that. Your class is settled in. It's a brand new school year. You happy with everything?
Yes, I am.
One last thing, basketball season coming along. Are you going to continue playing basketball?
Yes, I am.
That was awesome last year to see you play on the JV squad along with Kamar J. Hopefully you'll both be out there on the varsity squad this
Yes.
year. We'll be able to see you on Friday nights there. So looking forward to that. How's your family doing?
My family's doing well, doing really good.
Now you've got two sisters in St. Michael as well, right? Grace is a senior?
Yes.
And
Sarah's a freshman.
Sarah's a freshman. Well, welcome then to Sarah to St. Michael. Awesome to have you here. Well, thank you very much for listening to the Wild Cardinal Network. This week's Billy Lankford Memorial Player of the Game, Gunnar Rivers. Thank you, Gunnar. Congratulations. Have a good week.
Thank you.